to over 30 real estate sales and marketing consultants who service home buyers and home sellers throughout Boston, the South Shore, the South Coast, and Cape Cod. Our firm takes pride in assisting our clients in the next chapter of their lives by taking a holistic approach to their real estate endeavors. We believe that every move should be a moving experience. Every week, my real estate team member Mary Baker and I, along with the director of Boston Connect Real Estate, Melissa Wallace, provide you with our unique marketing approach to selling homes and share with you our expertise in navigating the home buying process. We like to mix it up sometimes, so not only will you hear our perspective on real estate topics, but you will hear the expert thoughts and opinions of some of our real estate agents at Boston Connect Real Estate and the preferred professionals that we trust. Be part of our roundtable. If you have any questions during the show, please call 781-837-4900. We'd love to talk real estate. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you listen to podcasts at Talk Real Estate Roundtable. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team or one of the dedicated agents at Boston Connect Real Estate to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with us at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000. Now, sit back, relax, take good notes, and let's talk real estate.
And hello to all my South Shore neighbors. You are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. My name is Melissa Wallace, and I am live and in studio with the one, the only Sharon McNamara. Hello, Sharon.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, so it might have sounded like I was talking to myself for a brief moment because Sharon was going to get us some headbands for our event today.
So if you're on Facebook, please... look at join us because we are having a big event today. Actually, Tim, what are you doing after work today?
I think I'm going home and I'm getting ready for the party tonight I'm going to.
All right. Well, that's a pass, I guess. But
sorry.
Do you have any pets?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, so you probably wouldn't like a dog parade, but
I love dogs, but I don't have one right now, so.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to have a dog to come to our parade, just so all of our listeners know that. But we are having a very big event tonight. I was in the office last night, Mel, until 2:30. And I know you said to me this morning, doing what? There was a lot to do.
Well, you knew that I was home around 11 o'clock. Why didn't
I
you
didn't
say?
know.
Yes, you did. I said, I'm already home.
I know, but I wasn't. I figured you saw me when you drove by that you would have came in, but I figured maybe you were tired or didn't feel good. But so today we are having a Halloween costume party, a dog parade. So all are welcome. We are located right in Pembroke Center across from Stop and Shop and CVS next to where Shepherd's Funeral Home used to be. So we have some great costume, contest prizes. So, and do you want to tell everybody what they are?
But first and foremost, it starts at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
We have our dog trot, 12:45 to 1:15. So all of our BCRE pups are going to be going first to make it fair for everybody. So we're going to have our little dog trot first, and then the community will come together and have their dog trot, which I'm very excited about. But we have a ton of great prizes. We have first, second, and third place. We have 3 judges. Sharon can get into the judges afterwards, but we have a 6-month subscription to BarkBox as our first prize. We have second and third prizes going to, we have these beautiful baskets that were donated from some of our vendors.
Actually, one of the vendors, you were able to get something from, you have to talk right into this and get nice and close. Get close. Tell everybody who you were, who gave a basket that you were able to help us donate.
I reached out to Amy Massifer from Tim Sherman Law. Mm-hmm. She's my mortgage lender.
No, she isn't. She's your attorney.
She's my attorney. And she donated a large bag of candy as well as snacks for the kids.
And she gave a basket.
Yeah.
As one of our prizes.
Yeah, the basket is full of amazing toys, treats, and there's even a blanket in there that has a little blue truck on it. And we have Millie here, so
Millie's
she's the most thoughtful person. Yes. And she was coming in on 2 wheels, but she made sure
I
that
texted her last night.
We got it. she does it all, and she's been on our show before. So you can go to talkrealestateroundtable.com or go to your podcast app and search in Amy Masfer, and she does a lot with disclosures and stuff. I think that's what our last show with her was about. But I said it on the show. I said, I don't know how you do it. Like, you're a mom of what, four or five, and just always supporting everybody who supports her business, and it's just amazing.
And we're glad to have her.
Yes, we are. All right, you got to get back to work, but don't forget your headbands out there, and there's some aprons.
Oh yeah, I need an apron. Make sure I get an apron. Yeah. But yeah, so we
did you also tell about how you can win $500 gift card to Petco?
Yeah, I was getting to the raffle part. So I'm in charge of the raffles today. So if you come to Boston Connect, I'll be wearing an orange apron, but you can buy raffle tickets to possibly win one of these 3 or even 4 prizes. Now we have 4 prizes. So one of them is a $500 gift card to Petco.
Yes.
I mean, how amazing is that?
You have to tell people how they can get that, though.
So if you come to our event and you fill out a testimonial about one of our agents, so if you worked with one of our agents in the past or you're currently working with them, all you have to do is fill out a testimonial for them. You're put into this big hat or box or whatever can fit all the testimonials into it, and we randomly will choose our winner, and you'll get a $500 gift card to Petco.
Yeah.
Then we also have a couple other baskets that were donated to us from some of our vendors. And Sharon, do you want to talk about the one that you...
Yeah, so we have 2 big baskets. One is from Pete Fakaizen, who has been on our show several times as well. He is a loan officer from Cross Country Mortgage, and his team donated a nice big basket full of dog toys and treats and everything. I actually wrapped it up a little bit nicer last night and put a little bow on it and stuff. So I didn't want anyone picking at it, you know what I mean, like taking things out of it. So we have that as a prize. Oh, that's a raffle. Yep. And then another raffle, we have another basket full of things, right?
Yep. So that is pretty much all treats. So
dog and cat treats.
So you get the kitties involved too.
Yeah,
I was gonna bring Zoe. Everyone has asked me, "Oh, are you bringing Zoe? You bringing Zoe?" I said, "Oh my gosh, she can barely tolerate Dexter at home. She could never tolerate this many dogs, but she's here in spirit."
Yeah. And then Boston Connect Real Estate, what I did is I went out and we have for our third raffle, I got a Yeti dog bowl with a Yeti water bottle and a Yeti matching like coffee mug. So that will be great. So you can match your pup, right? Yeah. So the dog bowl and then with the water bottle, I thought that was cute. You can bring your water, keep it nice and cold for your puppy or your dog, because we like the old girls too and the old boys, and always have fresh water for them, and you have a matching coffee cup. So we have the Yeti set in there. I put a couple Boston Connect t-shirts in there, a couple Boston Connect canvas bags, so you get the whole slew. Yeah. So the raffles, by the way, I didn't tell anyone out there, but I changed the prices. It's $1 for 1, it's $5 for 10, and arm's length for $10. So come on down, try to get into the raffles. You do not have to have a dog. This is a great event just to come to, be part of the community. We're right in Pembroke Center. One of the things too is if you don't have a dog, or if your dog isn't dog friendly, please don't come. If your dog, you can come, but please don't bring your unfriendly dog. But these are some great gifts that you could give too. The holidays are right around the seasons, are right around the corner. So, we have a little background noise just going on here because everybody is working so hard out there, getting ready for our event. So, yeah, hopefully you can make it down. 19 Mattakesa Street, Pembroke.
Yep. So again, it's from 12 to 2. Our actual dog trot is going to be 12:45 to 1:15. We also have our jack-o'-lantern contest that we do every year. So everybody has submitted their jack-o'-lantern pictures to administration at bostonconnect.com or their Boston Connect agents. So I have printed them all out, and they are ready to be voted on. So come on by, and you can vote. Those are also getting prizes. So top kid jack-o'-lantern, top adult jack-o'-lantern is getting $50 gift cards.
And it can be carved, it can be painted, it can be whatever.
Be carved, painted. One of them was an ice cream cone.
That's
Wait until
a
you see
good
that
idea.
one. So we have a bunch of those
And judges.
and our judges. Yeah, talk about our judges.
Our judges. I mean, honestly, I am so fortunate to have. We have the best people that are so supportive in the town of Pembroke. It's just wonderful. So originally we had Deputy Chief of the Fire Department, and that is Deputy Chief Wendy LaPierre. I love saying her name. It just rolls off your
And
tongue.
she's been on our show before too.
Yeah, she has. Yeah, she really married well with that last name, don't you think? Wendy LaPierre. It just sounds really good. So she will be here. And then we were going to have the Deputy Chief of the Fire Department, Jim Shea. He is a good friend of mine, and I call him a good friend. Him and his wife, they're wonderful people. I have had the pleasure to work with them for real estate on several occasions, and I just adore them. But one of the sons, Jack, has a soccer tournament today, so they have to travel for that. So I was sort of stuck last minute, and I was like, what am I going to do? So I sent out an email to a few people a few of my peeps, and Chief Rick McDonald said that he would help us out. So Chief of the Fire Department, Police Department will be here as well for Pembroke. And then the third one is Ma.
Our one and only Ma.
Ma. Audrey will be here. I said AKA our
Nana.
BCR's Nana. Yeah. So my mother will also be one of the judges.
Yeah.
Which is going to be so much fun.
It is going to be so much fun. And I'll emphasize the Boston Connect pups are going first.
Yes.
Because, Audrey is a judge and she didn't want to favor anybody. So we said, how about we do 2 separate parades? And she said, okay, fine. That's when she agreed to be a judge.
The kids, I'm allowing the kids of our people, I'm allowing our kids to do the regular one. I just think that's fair, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, but we also have little trick-or-treating stations too.
Yeah.
So we have plenty of candy, plenty of non-candy related items.
I had a bag of popcorn last night for dinner. Thank you. Nice. I left here at 2:30, and I was like, I'm not going to lie, I cracked open a bottle of wine that was downstairs, and I had myself a glass of wine and a bag of popcorn.
You are you're welcome to do that at any time. So that's sort of what we're doing today.
Yeah, and then guess what we're going to do for our radio show today? People are probably like, all right, ladies, enough.
Yeah.
So I thought that this would be so fun. We've done it in the past, but how moving, no pun intended, would it be to just have a show on moving with your pet? So that's what we're going to discuss today, because today's a Today Show.
I know this is not the Today Show, but as much as
almost. What do you mean?
We did go to the Today Show when we went to New York.
I just threw that out yesterday.
But yeah, I keep thinking that we're here on Tuesday, but today is Saturday. So we're going to be talking about moving with your pet. So obviously we wanted to talk about pets because today is all about pets, all about our community's pets or kids who want to come trick or treat.
We really hope that you can come and make it, like I said, it's just, we forgot to say who our recipients were for all the raffles.
Oh, yes.
So all of the money that we raise for the recipients, for the raffles, all that money is going to be divided equally by 3. So it's going to be going to it's animal rescue.
Yeah, so proceeds are going to Buddy and Friends Rescue. We also have going to Animal Protection Center of Southeastern Massachusetts. That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
But it's there's an acronym. And then we also have Dozer, who is a local bulldog who is currently in a foster home and is raising money for some surgeries that he needs because he was neglected.
Can we talk about Dozer for a minute?
Yeah.
And again, it's our show. We can talk about anything we want.
Anything.
How fitting was it, though, that when I made the Canva for our flyer and postcard, I chose a bulldog. Dozer entered into our event 3 days ago, maybe 4 days ago. They will be here. The foster parents made bracelets and stuff, so you can buy some things like that.
I think Dozer will be here, too.
Dozer's going to be here, too. His costume is adorable. I already saw it. I got a sneak peek. But with Dozer, I have a bulldog. I have an English bulldog, and I have a French bulldog. And I'll never forget this one time when we were on the boat. We pulled in, I think we were in Oak Bluffs or something, and next to us was a humongous boat, like a very, very big boat. And the guy on there was a veterinarian. And he said, "Oh, look at that. You have the two most expensive dogs to take care of." And then he went deaf.
Yeah.
Because his ears weren't being taken care of. So he needs an operation, and I think it's somewhere up to like $3,000 or something, isn't it, for his operation?
Yeah. I think maybe just that one. He probably would have others, and
Yeah.
plus the vet bills and everything. So, obviously, when it comes to fostering an animal, you sort of do it out of the kindness of your heart, and you can't fathom any animal, whether it's dog, cat, or bird, whatever, continuing to live in the way that they're living, or like the unknown of what if he goes to a different home or whatever. So I know personally, like, I would rather scoop them up and be like, okay, what can I do
I'm a little nervous
get
to meet him, because I'm afraid I'm going to want to put him under my arm and like run off with him.
Well, you have to remember that you have Gracie and Marley. So
I do. But the good news is he will be up for adoption. There's going to be lots of people here. So I heard that after his operation is done, that he will be up for adoption. So I texted one of my neighbors. She loves Gracie, and I asked her if she would walk Gracie in the walk today, just because she lost her dog.
Yeah.
This year, Duke, and and he was young, and she's heartbroken, but she loves my Gracie. So I asked her if she would walk Gracie today, and I said, "Oh, by the way, Buddy, the bulldog will be there. Not Buddy, Dozer, the bulldog will be there." So maybe she'd like to adopt him.
Maybe
a nice family.
I bet he'll have a lot of people interested in him.
I know.
Everybody in Pembroke knows about him.
I know, everybody does. And I don't know, and I feel bad. I wish Emmy was here right now, because I don't really know the people who are in charge of these organizations. I think one is Tanya, who is actually watching Dozer now. And then Tiffany, I think, is the one that has the foundation for Buddy and Friends.
Okay.
I don't know anybody's last name. That's all I got.
Okay.
And that's really...
That's all we have to say.
Yeah. So if anybody is listening and they know the answer to that, please call in 781-837-4900. If you have any questions for us regarding real estate, please feel free to give us a buzz. Again, we are live. We are excited today about our show. It's what to do when you're moving with a pet. We're excited about our event today, all kinds of treats and stuff. So come on down. But if you have a question for us, 781-837-4900.
Yeah.
Okay,
let's get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into it just for a few minutes, and then we're going to go to a break.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so obviously we're talking about moving with pets. So what is like sort of the first thing that you think of, like, okay, I have to get this done for you have two dogs. So let's say I have to get this done for Gracie and Marley before we move.
Yep. It's interesting because the first thing that's on our agenda is to discuss, getting their collars and their IDs changed. And you don't think about it.
Yeah.
A lot of times people will put just their phone number on there. So if the dog ever got loose or got lost or something like that, God forbid, the phone number is there. But a lot of people will put their address on it. So that's one thing. You should make sure that you're updating that. I would say that's, something that you can do. I mean, you're going to be buying the dog food in the next couple of months before you move anyways. So get a new tag. You can get them online as well. But also register your dog in your new town if you're going to a new town, or update the clerk's office wherever you live to let them know what your new address is. So that tag will match where they are living. So I think that's a really important one, and probably one that you would forget, because honestly, shame on me and Mary. So Dexter, Gracie, and Marley all didn't have their registrations, didn't have them up to date.
Oh,
so
really?
we had to do that this week because I couldn't sign the waiver.
Was it prompted by the waiver, or was it prompted by my comment on Saturday when I was like, oh, just get everybody to town hall to renew their dog licenses, when really it's like a surprise wedding?
Yeah, but I didn't know. Yeah, that I thought that you were talking, because I did get a notice about Marley, because I never registered Marley. She's 2 and I never did it. I thought that I did. So, yeah, I thought that that's what you were talking about. But what was I going to say is, but then you have to renew it every year. So, and it's like $9. It's not an expensive thing to do, but it's like one of those things you didn't think to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. See, I don't know anything about that. So like if I was to get a dog, say I adopted Dozer, I'd be like, well, do I have to tell the town? Like that's not.
You should
it wasn't.
Dozer.
Yeah. Right now I don't have the room for Dozer. But
I think Mary and Sam should adopt. I think anybody I know should adopt Dozer.
that's because you want to see him all the time.
I do. I fell in love with his little picture. Wait until you see his costume.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, and follow us on social media because we'll have it all over social media today. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't know the first thing about, I guess, owning a dog because I
Well,
don't
you
have
sort of
one.
do. I mean, you've been around since Dexter was born.
Yeah, I'm good with other people's dogs, but I've never been solely responsible. I mean, we had some dogs growing up or whatever, but never was really responsible for one. So to think like, oh, I gotta go to town hall to like register my dog, like someone would have to tell me that.
So we're going to do this little game right now. I'll do dogs, you do cats. How's that?
Okay.
Because we're not just talking about dogs. When you're moving, it could be birds, it could be cats, it could be anything, right?
Yeah. Well, as far as I know, you don't have to register your cat with town hall. So,
And I want to know why.
Probably because they're self-sufficient. Most of them are indoors. So, like, I feel like you register your dog with the town because it's more of like a cautionary thing for other people. So, like, you're
They
bringing
know
your
that it
dog
has rabies shots and everything.
So, like, you're bringing. I mean,
don't cats have to get rabies
Zoe
shots?
gets her rabies shot. I think you can do it every year, or every 3 years, or whatever. I think I do it every year. But she's an indoor cat. She never goes outside. She's also chipped. I adopted her from Alabama, and she already came chipped. So, so if she did get out, hopefully I'd be able to find her. But the thing with cats is, like, they might disappear for a few days, but if they don't get eaten, they will come back. But with dogs, it's like,
Well, don't say
Zoe,
that
I'm not
because-
taking her-
about getting eaten because, one of my best friends, Kim, and when Joni and Stanley left Dorchester, remember we sold their two-family, and then they moved to Abington, Whitman. They moved to Whitman, and their indoor cat suddenly liked to go outside, and he was going out, coming in, going out, coming in, and then one day he went out.
yeah.
He never came back in. Yeah, so
Well, so I'll tell you probably why. So the cat was used to being a city cat,
oh yeah,
and now it's in the suburbs, and it's curious. It's seeing the birds. It's seeing the
yeah.
So growing up, I had a cat, Cleo, and she would disappear for weeks, months at a time.
Oh,
and she'd
really?
come back. She was an outdoor cat. And she'd come back. Hey, it's me.
Yeah, so she's getting
But
familiar with the neighborhood.
Zoe, I would never in a million years let her out because there's so much wildlife around. So I think the difference between the dogs is, like, I'm not bringing my cat to a field to go running off leash. It's just not going to happen. So she can't bite somebody.
Yeah.
The only way she would bite someone is if I invited her into the home.
Next time at the clerk's office, I'm going to ask that question because I think that that's sort of a form of, like not fair housing laws.
Discrimination.
Why? It's discrimination against dogs anyways. But you know what? We just hit our 10:30 mark. So what that means is we are going to take a break. When we come back, we're just going to give you a quick synopsis of tips to when you're moving with your pets. Again, it could be dogs, it could be cats, it could be anything in between. If you have any questions for us, get them ready. Get your phone ready. 781-837-4900. We will be right back. I think.
Yes, we'll take a break.
Let's face it, we all get to the point in our lives
Sorry about
when
that.
our current
No worries.
home no longer suits our everyday needs. With ever-changing living dynamics, addressing your future is all about right-sizing. Finding the right size home for you right now. Are you ready to pay your own mortgage rather than somebody else's? Are you looking forward to living under your own roof? Do you often dream about buying your first home, but you're not sure where to begin? Let us help you find the right size for you right now. I'm Sharon McNamara, the broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team, or one of the dedicated agents at Boston Connect Real Estate to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with us at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000.
We now return to Talk Real Estate, sponsored by Boston Connect Real Estate Services on 95.9 WATD.
And we are back. You are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. My name is Melissa Wallace, and I am joined with the one and only Sharon McNamara, live and in studio here at our office. Hello, hello. Today we are talking about moving with your pets and our top tips with moving with your pets. I don't even know if we've gotten into the,
We really
discussion.
haven't, I know.
But we are, we're here. We're live. We're doing it. So, all right. So your first thing you would do is register with the town. Is that
I
correct?
would, yes. I just want to state for the record, though, I love doing the radio show with you, though.
Oh, thank you.
Just as we were coming back from the commercial, I was like, I don't feel like it. And you just picked it up.
I was like, all right, she's not doing it, I am.
So that would be the first thing that I would say. You know, that's something that you can do well beforehand. I would say another thing, and I don't know if it's on here, is, again, if it's, you know, maybe a local move, it might be a little bit easier. But getting your dog, if you have a dog, I'm just going to stick with dogs because that's what I have. If you have a dog, getting that dog maybe familiar with the neighborhood. So if you're moving to a new neighborhood, maybe, you know, a couple times during the week, you can take that dog for a little walk around that neighborhood.
Yeah. And also, it's not just your dog getting familiar with the neighborhood, it's the neighborhood getting familiar with your dog. So
Yeah, good point.
some people are afraid of dogs, and some people sort of try to shy away from certain breeds of dogs. So, you know, not everybody loves. I'm not going to call out any particular breed because I feel like that's wrong. But there are some breeds that might, you know, people shy away from. But if you sort of bring your pet, maybe not on your first showing because that might be a little bit distracting, but if you bring, you know, the dog maybe for part of the home inspection, just being outside or something, just or even coming by for the final walkthrough, just getting your animal familiar with the area, especially because moving day is so chaotic, or can be very chaotic. So, you know, you never know what could happen. Someone may leave the door open by accident, you know, or it jumps out of the car or whatever. And you want to be able to find that animal if it unfortunately gets loose.
Yeah. And I just brought a guest in with
Yes.
us. Because this guest, I just thought of it as we were sitting here. How many times has this guest moved with her dog?
Yeah.
Right?
That is true.
So, yeah. So we have Mackenzie McNamara with us, and she is my baby and my youngest, and we're going to talk right into that. So we're discussing today, Mackenzie, moving with your pets and different tips that you can do to help people with that transition. So you have moved several times with Tallulah. You got her as a puppy. She's been back and forth to Massachusetts quite a few times because you were down in South Carolina. Then you would come back and forth home. So she's done a lot of traveling. And then you moved apartment from a townhouse into a house. And then you went from a house down to from Clemson down to Rhode Island. So why don't you tell people a little bit about how those moves went and different maybe techniques that you use to help her with the transition?
That's a good question. I think the big thing too is acknowledging my dog is pretty easygoing. Like, she adapts really well to change, so for her it wasn't too big of a difference. I think the big transition has always been like the type of house you're moving from to another. So when I was in a duplex, she had to be on leash every day, and she wasn't allowed to be off leash in that neighborhood based on the rules of the area. And then I moved into a house that had a fenced backyard, so I had to get her used to coming in the back door when I call her, and those kind of things that you don't really think about.
Yeah.
And then moving back into an apartment, now I live in one of the residence halls at the college I work at, so there are fire drills, and I need to make sure that she's prepared for things like that. So I think it's just taking time to acknowledge how the spaces change that you're bringing your animal to and what you might need to plan ahead for.
That's a really good point.
But it's also good that you are aware of her mannerisms and you're aware of she is able to adapt to certain things. But that, I think, is a good dog owner. Like, you know your dog. And sometimes they can be unpredictable, but, you know, being able to be flexible and sort of make her comfortable, I feel like it makes a good owner of any animal.
Absolutely. Any other tips or tricks that you might want to think about? What about like the moving day, you know, like that whole transition? Because I do recall at one point that you were showing a little bit of anxiety, like not having an anxiety attack, but just a little bit of like stress. I could hear it in your voice because when you were moving when you went to Salve Regina University to work there, they had you in one apartment there, and then 2 months later they moved you into a different apartment. And I remember that transition was difficult. Do you want to talk a little bit about that and the struggles you went through? Because every time she wouldn't let you leave, right?
Yeah, that is something that was difficult, and I think it's the prolonged nature of the move. So I was in one residence hall, and they gave me 2 weeks to move into another residence hall, and I wasn't going to do it all in one day because that's not how I can function, and I was working, so it wasn't something like I could pick a day and be like, everything goes. But yeah, it was not fun because I'd pack up 3 boxes, take 3 boxes out to my car, and she'd sit in the window and bark because she thought I was leaving her behind.
So that was real for her. That stress is real, especially when she sees boxes. I mean, she must. I wonder if she cringes every time she sees a moving box.
I know. Zoe loves it because she likes to sit in everything. If you bring a box in the house, she has to inspect it inside and out. She sits in it. She's everywhere she's not supposed to be. So
well, here's another good point though. You have to be very careful with cats, because when you are moving, cats tend to go into smaller places like that,
and they'll hide.
And I did have a situation where we had a family member, they were moving, they were putting things in storage. And along the process, the cat disappeared. And they thought for sure that the cat went into one of the boxes. But when they were emptying out boxes and things like that, no cat to be found, or they were looking, they couldn't find the cat, so then they assumed that the cat ran away. Well, when they went back to the storage unit, the cat had actually gotten in the back of like a armoire type thing drawer, and it didn't make it.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
that's really sad.
yeah, it's really sad. I mean, that's why we're having the show. So we want people to recognize those things. So again, I don't have a cat. I don't like the way cats just show up on you. Like they're just so sneaky and like, well, I'm here. And it's like, all right, great.
I love that about them.
No,
but
I like to know that something's coming after me. But how, do you have a crate? Like, aren't they hard to crate?
Well, no. Well, some are, but Zoe actually really likes her crate because she likes boxes and she likes small confined spaces. But like, she loves to sort of bury herself into things. If I have a pile of laundry, she'll go right into it. Like, she loves it. She loves being in dark spaces and stuff. So I never, when I take her to the vet, really, because I don't take her to like my friend's houses with me. But when I take her to the vet, she'll go right in. She's really good with the car. So, which is interesting because she came from Alabama and she had a really hard time with her transport, and I think it's because they transported them with dogs as well in the same van.
Yeah.
And she tolerates Dexter, but any other dogs that come over to our house, she's very stressed and she hides, and it's very difficult to find her. She just gets too overwhelmed. It's too much stimulation. She's very chill. So, you know, I think that transport was sort of like an isolated incident, because every other time, like, I'll get the cage and she just walks right in and I don't even have to say anything, because she doesn't understand commands like a dog.
She's a really smart cat. The most photogenic cat you've ever seen in your life. But you bring up another point, too, though, is I know throughout the years, obviously doing this for 21 years, a lot of my clients have had cats, and they're always like, oh, be very careful when you open the doors not to let the cat out. I mean, that's another process that you have to think about if your house is on the market. Make sure you talk to your agent about that. You know, hey, we have cats, make sure that they don't get out and everything. And every single cat owner has said this to me, and I have to tell you, I've never seen the cats. Like, I think they're lying. Like, I never see cats.
Yeah.
Because they're always hiding.
Yeah, I mean, that it's definitely their personalities. There are some cats that are like want to be around people. It's funny because like when Sam has like his friends over, like, she's very drawn to male. So like she loves Sam. I told Sam if I die and Zoe's still alive, he has to have her because she loves him, but she loves all the males too. but it's definitely more of like a comfort level for the cat. Like they have such strong, big personalities, just like a dog does. I mean, there's different temperaments of dogs, and it's the same with cats. So,
Mackenzie, why don't we talk a little bit, since we have you here, and I'm so happy that you're here for the dog parade today with my grandbaby Tallulah, my grandpuppy. I'm Grammy to Tallulah. Grammy. I like Grammy. Why don't you talk a little bit about, can you talk about, like, there's a lot of students now that have emotional support dogs and things like that. So are you seeing, like, transitionally for those students, how are their pets handling the transition as well?
Yeah, I think it's interesting because a lot of the animals, because the way the laws work around emotional support animals, they're really for your living space. So a lot of times I don't see the emotional support animals at Salve because a lot of times they are animals that do better indoors. So we have more cats or someone has a bird, things like that. But I think the big thing is to, again, really be cognizant of the temperament of your dog. And you can have a dog that's a really great emotional support animal in a house, or if like you're renting a house, that might look different than living in an apartment complex. Like for me, I live on the 3rd floor. There are 38 residents that live in my building, not including me. And Tallulah stops at every door in the morning and sniffs to see if anyone's in the living room that will come out and pet her. So like my animal loves that.
Yeah.
She does super well. She does better with children. When she sees like anyone under the age of 12, it's like belly up for belly rubs. College students, she'll sit and try to get their face to lick them.
Yeah.
So she's just very social and comfortable, and she wags her tail when she hears people talking in the hallways. So those kind of things, like for me, it's really comforting seeing her in that space. So just being aware of, even though you have an emotional support animal for you, you also make sure that you're making an environment where they're feeling comfortable and safe too, because not every dog would want to live in a building of 38 other people and have the doors opening and closing all day long. And Tallulah sleeps through it most of the time. Sometimes the only thing that upsets Tallulah right now are the seagulls that sit on my patio, I've come to find. Like, I'll look at...
Oh, with your ocean view, I'm not feeling
Yeah.
too bad for you right now. Mackenzie, from her balcony, you can see the breakers, the mansion over there, and she has a water view with her balcony and everything. So that's great. If you have any questions for us, we are live today. We have Tim in studio. He is our guy on Saturdays. Actually, George is going Tuesday guy. He's going to be joining us today. Don't feel slighted there, Tim. You were invited too, but
Nope, not at all. I'm glad he's joining you.
yes, he's coming.
Tim's like, again, I don't have animals.
Yeah, I could care less. So he's going to be coming by today. He's going to be coming with his camera, so he's going to be taking some pictures and stuff like that for us. And we're really excited about having him here. But if you have any questions for us regarding real estate, please give us a call, 781-837-4900. On Tuesday, I think that we will be discussing, should I wait until the spring to sell? I know that is a big topic on everybody's mind right now, what's going on with the market. So make sure you tune in on Tuesday at 6:15. Should I wait until the spring to sell? So back to moving with pets. Anybody talking to us on Facebook today? No one wants to talk to us.
No one's
What's
talking
up?
to us.
You know what I was thinking a little bit about?
What?
This isn't quite always to do with pets, but I think it's related. Because I've always, when I've moved, I drive usually that last couple of things. So the last couple of things I drive with are my dogs and my plants.
Oh, yeah.
So just as a friendly reminder of like keeping your toxic plants away from your dog in the car, like I always think about that, because I will put one of them back there with Tallulah and she will sit next to the plant for the 23-hour ride. That sounds like the silliest comment ever, but it's something I did think about.
No.
It's funny because I recently just looked at this thing. It was like, toxic flowers for cats, and Mary buys them all the time. So, and we have 2 cats. So
It's poinsettias.
it's like,
right?
yeah,
Poinsettias.
and I think baby's breath was on there, and tulips are on there or something. And I'm like, oh, okay, so pretty much everything that we have always.
Excuse me, ladies, you have a phone call?
Oh, we have a phone
Yes,
call.
we have Chrissy in Rockland.
Hello, Chrissy in Rockland.
Hi, how are you, ladies?
We're doing well. How are you?
I'm good. You'll never believe what I just did.
Did you just move with an animal?
I just actually rescued a duck and brought it from Rockland to Barnstable.
A duck?
A duck. It was a domesticated duck, and he got loose, and he had puncture wounds on his neck.
Oh,
and
my
So I
gosh.
drove all the way. That's just a side note. I love animals. But yeah, he should be okay. I named him Mo.
Mo. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for rescuing Mo. Oh my gosh.
Is this something that you do on the regular?
Yes, yes. I can't drive by an animal if I see it on the side of the road.
Oh my gosh.
I can't. But I do have a question about real estate.
Okay.
I have a dog, and I'm thinking about downsizing, and it's so hard because the downsize, I can't afford the house I want to downsize to. So I'm thinking apartment, but I can't leave my dog. I won't leave my dog. And a lot of people tell me they charge you way more money because you have a dog and blah, blah, blah. Most apartments won't let you take a dog, blah, blah, blah. So I'm really, really kind of discouraged, and I'm not sure if I should just hang on and struggle. And
well, you should
I don't know
never.
what to
You
do.
shouldn't. Living life is not about struggling. You shouldn't. It's all about simplifying. I think a lot right now too. So, if you're finding yourself struggling a bit, you should that's something you have to consider. But there are some apartments that do allow pets.
Yeah.
So would you want to rent, or would you want to buy a condo type situation?
I could probably afford a condo as long as it wasn't more than, say, $300,000. But that's probably a pipe dream.
Well, I know,
Around here.
I know that there's one at Twin Lakes, Michelle Fay. She's one of our full-time agents here at Boston Connect. I know that she has a lovely one that's about $325. So maybe one of our special loan officers could figure something out for you. Yeah, you know what I mean, to make that work. Yeah. So Michelle Fay is actually
Awesome.
at our parade today. If you get a chance, are you in the Pembroke area at all today?
I am not, but can I, after this call, could I possibly get her email or some information on her, and I'll reach out to her?
Yes,
Yeah, absolutely.
absolutely. Yep. So as we're talking, Melissa is going to look up Michelle Fay's phone number. And I know that they do
Thank
take
you.
pets. It's, a lot of times when you're going into these complexes, what you have to think about, and what you're doing, by the way, is it's called right sizing. That's the term I sort of coined years ago, and it's finding the right size for you right now. It's not a downer.
Yeah.
I just think downsizing sounds like a downer. So
It is a downer. It is kind of a downer, though. It's just, I bought this house as a single mom, and I've been there for 22 years,
yeah.
and I'm
Now-
tired of struggling. I've been doing it all on my own for 22 years, and it's just like, yeah, what do I do now?
Yeah. So do you have Michelle's number?
My daughter wants to take off. Yes, could I please?
Yeah. Do you have a way to write it down, or I don't know if you're driving or not?
I did. I pulled over.
Oh, perfect. So her phone number is 339
Yep.
788
Okay.
1548.
1548. Okay, and I'll just let her know I'm interested in a condo that takes pets. Dogs, specifically.
Yeah.
Dogs.
Yep. So
Oh,
she's
great.
great. Yeah. So I know that she has that unit down there in Twin Lakes. It's a beautiful unit. Melissa, you saw it.
Where is Twin Lake?
It's
It's in
Halifax.
Halifax.
Where is? Oh, I love Halifax.
Yeah,
That's like the
it's
country.
great. Yeah, I attended one of her open houses, and it's cute. It's a good it's a great unit.
Yeah.
So
And it's vacant right now, so very easy to show. So she would be happy to do that, and then she can give you information on selling your house as well.
yeah.
Oh, that's a win-win.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Well, thank you so much for
Thank
rescuing
you.
Mo. You
Yes.
gotta find a place for Mo too.
Honestly, yeah, I doubt they'll take Mo. I'd take him in a heartbeat.
Well, it's near a
they
lake.
promised me they'll get him a good home.
Yeah.
Twin Lakes is
Oh,
near a
it's near a
lake.
lake?
Yeah, so you could put
Oh,
Mo right
don't
in there.
tempt me.
He's domesticated.
Oh, man, I would be dying to went to heaven. Yeah, he is. He's domesticated. They think an animal got him, and they relocated him because he had puncture wounds all over his neck.
Poor baby.
But they think he should be okay. They really think he should be okay.
That's awesome. Well,
good.
thank you so much for taking the time to call in today. We really appreciate your call, and thank you for being the rescuer there of Mo. And again, give Michelle a call, and she'll be happy to tell you about that.
I absolutely will. Thank you, ladies.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
When she said duck, I have to. Yesterday, I was at a showing with Kristen. Kristen Howlett, full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate. She's been on our show many times. The agent who had the showing behind us came, and she seemed a little distraught, and so we were like, "Is everything okay?" And she's like, "Oh, my client. I don't know if my client's coming." I thought she said my client's cow was stolen, but her accent was, I guess, so thick, like a Boston accent or something, whatever, that she meant her car. So I was so concerned that her cow had been stolen that I was like, how do you steal a cow? And I was like, did you know that cows can go up the stairs but they can't come down? And like, she was like, oh, awesome. But like my client's car was stolen. I'm like, oh, I thought you said cow. Please stop.
Oh. I remember I left here at 2:30 last night, got home about, I don't know, 2:45, and then I couldn't fall asleep. And so I've had 3 hours sleep, and you are killing me right now.
Yeah, I was so concerned about the cow. I was like, how do you steal a cow? Like, what town does she live in where you could steal a cow?
Oh my gosh.
And, what?
Yeah. When my parents moved from Dorchester to West Bridgewater, it was like cow village.
Yeah.
Like, it was all cows.
I want to pet cows so
And,
bad.
yeah, you love cows. And I remember when you were up at St. Mike's, didn't you have a friend who had like a cow farm, and he said, don't give them a name, the calves.
Yeah.
And you did.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's yeah.
They slaughter them.
Oh,
okay.
no.
All right, let's get back on our track here.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, 781-837-4900. We're talking about just some tips when you're moving with your pet. So we sort of handled talking a little bit about, your packing supplies and everything. Just make sure that your pets are not getting into those, and then you're packing them away. And this is avoid changing your routine to reduce the stress. I really like this one too. It's because especially dogs and cats, they're a creature of habit. So they say to continue even throughout the move. Well, first of all, put together a little package on moving day, unless you have somebody that like could watch the dog. Like if Mackenzie if she goes away for a weekend, she is very comfortable staying with us. So if you have someone that can do that in the process, because moving day, the doors are open and closed, open and closed.
Yeah.
So with a cat, I would say no, but possibly with a dog. But just make sure that night that you have the dog's bed, the dog's blankie, the dog's same food, same water, same routine that you did before, just to keep them in that routine.
Yeah, just keep them familiar with it. I know I have moved with Zoe. I only had her about a month and a half, and we moved. But she was pretty much the last thing that I moved out. So I kept her in a room with everything that she was familiar with, because again, I had only had her maybe 5 weeks at that point, but everything that she was familiar with me. So her tower, her toys, her litter box, like those things, I kept it all together. And then we scooped her up and brought her in, because I knew that the doors were going to be open. We were, moving into a home with another cat and a dog, and it's just like I didn't want the stress on any of the animals. So, introducing her to her new home, I did it last. But but sometimes you do have somebody who can take your dog for a walk and go around the neighborhood while you have all the doors open, or whatever.
Yeah, I was thinking about that a little bit too, of just like the walking routines, especially, I don't know, I'm a dog walker. Tallulah's always lived places where I need to walk her for the most part. So when I moved the first time, I always made sure I moved like down the street. But I knew that it was going to be enough of a change where our walking route would change. So I did start walking her on the other walking route before I moved. So it wasn't like a sudden, oh, we're now in a whole new place and there are new houses and I walk by different animals every day too, on top of a new environment. And even at Salve, like I always make sure that I change up the way I'm walking. So sometimes I do walk past the residence hall I used to live in, but making sure that you're giving them some time to adjust to that, I think was helpful for Tallulah, because then it was like, okay, I've already walked this route. So it's not like, okay, I'm in a whole new house, I'm in a whole new everything, and I have a different walking route, which is usually like their comfort settle down time at the end of the night.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. And that's why I think if you're moving into a neighborhood too, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of like subdivisions or things like that. I'm sure if you're going to be it's a great way for you to meet your new neighbors too, by the way, to start walking around there. One of the things too is, as you are packing up your house, to make sure, don't change those routines too. I mean, we've had full shows on moving day, or on moving and packing and preparing, and don't wait until the last minute to do it. You're running around, you're doing all this. But as you are packing up your boxes, keep everything sort of consistent for for their pet as well. So the same feeding time, same going out time. Like our dogs every night get up at 10 o'clock in their beds when we're in the living room. They get up at 10 and they walk to the back door. Like every day at like 4:30, 4:45, Gracie gets up and she knows it's time for dinner. So keep those things consistent so they're comfortable.
Yeah.
So we only have 4 minutes left, and I know that we have other tips and stuff in here too. So we are happy to share these with people. We'll actually make a blog of it and put it on our website, bostonconnect.com. You have some listings that you want to talk about, but I definitely want to remind people we are having our Halloween event today. The dog trot and the costume contest is we're here 12 to 2. Please come by. You don't have to be part of the parade. You can bring your dog. If you do, you need to sign a waiver. We'll have waivers here, or you can go online to bostonconnect.com under events and you will see it. So we just need you to sign that waiver. To do that, we have some great prizes. We have some great recipients of our raffles and some really, really, really good gifts. So we hope you can make it and come with your little ones. Even if you don't have a dog, you can feel free to come and go trick-or-treating because we have lots and lots of treats.
Lots of treats. So just a quick minute for some of our new listings here at Boston Connect Real Estate. We have 207 Waltham Street in Hanson. That is presented by Team Flynn. They've done the show with us before. They are doing an open house on Sunday, 11 to 1. It's a cute 2-bedroom, 1 full bath ranch. Again, 207 Waltham Street in Hanson. That is on the market for $329,900. We have another new listing in Hanson. It is 726 West Washington Street. That is presented by Jess Page. She is doing an open house today, 11 to 1, and tomorrow, Sunday, from 10 to 12. That is a 4-bedroom, 3 full bath colonial. Again, 726 West Washington Street in Hanson. That is on the market for $725,000. And then we have a new listing in Holbrook as well. So it's 25 Chandler Street in Holbrook. That is on the market for $499,900. That is Ginny Wandell's listing. She is doing an open house today from 10 to 12. That is a 3-bedroom, 2 full bath cape. And then, of course, we have Cochesset Estates. That is in West Bridgewater. That is the McNamara broker team, Sharon, Mary, and Evis. They are doing open houses every single Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 2, correct?
Yep.
92 units in there. There are plenty of opportunities with duplexes, single-family homes. It's just an amazing community. New construction. Who doesn't love new?
I love the smell of new construction.
I love the smell of no one ever living in this house. But again, that's from 11 to 2 every Saturday and Sunday in West Bridgewater. All of that information is on our website, so bostonconnect.com. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and on Facebook, Boston Connect Real Estate and McNamara Broker Team. We hope to see you here today.
Yes,
but if not, please follow us along and have some fun with us.
And if you missed any of our past shows, go to talkrealestateroundtable.com or on the podcast Talk Real Estate Roundtable. Don't forget, on Tuesday we will be talking about should I wait until the spring to sell. We hope that you can join us at 6:15 to 7 on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, everybody, and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Thanks, Mackenzie.